Sit here. Hello. So you want to sit here?
Hey, Dolores, how are you? The table, I use it for the recording. The tall one that was here?
Oh, the one I stole and took away?
Yeah.
Oh, that one? No, I'm sorry.
Can you grab me like a short round or something? Just any little table. The tall or the short? Just so I
The tall
can.
one's right there. The
Oh,
short
yeah,
one's
if you
right
can
there.
grab
They're in the
that.
same spot. So you tell me
Tall
which one you
one's
want.
great. Kevin was changing us today. How's it going? How are you? Good, thank you. I'm just waiting to record us today. Cute. Oh, I like the welcome home.
too.
That's very nice.
I like that. And thank you again. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Just let me know if you are doing it every week. I might need a balloon reminder. Thank you.
What do you want it straight?
Okay. Yeah, like right up there, up against the wall, straight. Thank you.
Right where it goes from first.
Yes.
Right out, right? Nice.
Oh, what Hannah's asked.
You know,
Hannah's. Yep. Okay. Got it.
Who's that?
Everyone turn off your phone. Oh, you need to get to the front.
I'm in the front. Weren't I in the front already?
That's good. Get back.
No, I mean, they all came in while I was still setting it up. What's the point hiding now?
Yes, indeed.
Kevin, I got your back.
Welcome back.
I say we get started. Yes. I say we get started.
Everybody, back.
Let Rick go first.
She went to the back.
Sorry. Once it gets shot 2 or 3 times, it's wasted, and we have a water replacement, so we'll get to They don't shoot.
Didn't stick in.
Good morning. I appreciate you coming and I appreciate you giving us your time this morning. We'll try to get through the directors and the department heads real quick. I'll start with introducing someone, and he just joined us a few weeks ago. I just asked that you be kind. He doesn't have everything under his belt, but he's been able to get started fairly quickly. He's been working on a few projects already of things that are needed in the building, but I'll let him have his moment and I'll welcome Rick and let him kind of fill you in. Thanks.
How you doing? So, like I said, I've been here for a few weeks now, trying to get familiar with the building, and so learning what needs to be repaired and things like that. So it's going to take a little time, but hopefully we'll get there. My name is Ricardo Viveros, but I go by Rick.
How do you spell your last name?
Viveros. So, yeah, like I said, like Norm said, we are having some projects started soon. Hopefully for the following year, we have more projects that are coming up. So we'll get some schedules out when those projects will start.
If you don't mind, give them your phone number, your extension, and
Ooh, that I don't have on me. I have this out, but I don't have my.
Can you tell us about some of the projects?
Well,
I'll fill.
Norm will fill you in most of the projects. Is like I said, I'm learning the projects that are coming out this year and next year. But Norm will fill you in with a lot of that. He just wanted me to get up here and kind of introduce myself to everybody. I've seen, in and out, down the elevators, going with the maintenance staff, trying to get familiar with issues and things that are happening in the building and hopefully address, these issues that we're having.
What's your title?
I'm the new director of plant operations.
What's your background? Have you done something like this
Can you use
before?
the microphone or use the microphone?
No,
You're gonna have to bend over.
yeah. I've been in the industry, in the multifamily industry for at least, I would say almost 30 years. So my background is in the maintenance. I'm certified HVAC. I do carpentry, electrical, troubleshooting, appliance repairs, so that's my background. So I've been, in the industry for some time.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.
I wanted to give you his email because I did make the observation that some of you are taking notes. So his email is RVIVEROS@seniorlifestyle.com. And if you want to reach him, you just call the front desk and they transfer you to the shop in the basement. There is no extension to dial, but they will transfer you from the front desk. Yes, ma'am.
Are you gonna be putting that into a paper?
Yes, ma'am. Molly customarily provides some updates, or you'll see it in the directory of department heads also. I'll start with something else that he brought up, and I'll let someone else go, the projects. There are a lot of projects that we're working on. Some you've seen already, which are the laundry room, small projects here and there. I'm happy to say that one of the things I started working on real early this morning is figuring out into year end and going into next year how and what can be done within reason, fiscally, planning, coordination, supplies, contractors. Right now, we're looking at getting started on the dining room ceiling in the next couple of weeks. If you notice, there have been some spots that drove me crazy. If you remember, for a long time, they're back again. So not only are they going to be addressing the issue we have with those spots over by the suburbs, but they're going to be working on replacing that entire ceiling and updating the lighting to LED lighting. So that's one of the beginning pieces of the dining room, which is the ceiling. And from there, there are many other projects that some will take place inside the community, some will take place outside. One of the outside projects, which is big, it's a big, big project, are the retail storefront windows all along Sheridan Road. Those are connected to the structure of the building as well as the soffit. When I say soffit, I'm talking about that brown stuff that's metal that looks like it's missing pieces and the lighting, all that. That's coming down the pipe too. Same construction company that's looking at the ceiling right now for the next few weeks is also going to be coordinating that in the coming months. Some of the indoor projects, I don't have time frames. I don't have all the details. There are a lot of people working on this. One of them is this room. This room will get updated. It includes seating, tables. It includes furniture. We call it FF&E. And it includes updating of flooring and some other aspects within reason, structurally, what they can do. The game room and the theater. So all these common area spaces that you guys frequent, that I think are important to the community, will be getting an update. And we'll work on the time frames, as the next couple of months play out. The dining room. I talk about the dining room because to do the ceiling, we just had a meeting this morning. And we're trying to figure out how to do it while minimizing the disruption to you guys. We don't want to take away breakfast. We don't want to disrupt dinner. So what they've agreed to do is come in the middle of the day. They will be ready to go at 9 o'clock as soon as breakfast is over, and they'll get out before your dinner starts. So the only disruption will be we won't be able to offer lunch for possibly 2 or 3 days, depending on how long it takes and what they find in the ceiling. But we'll minimize the disruption to breakfast and lunch, okay? The only note I have on here is that I ask for patience because to get these projects done, we have to adjust a lot of things. We have to close it for lunch for a few days. To do some other projects, we may have to close this room for a few days. We may have to move something to another room. None of this happens without talking to Molly. It doesn't. You guys laugh, but it's serious. Molly is kind of the gatekeeper. She's the boss because none of us know what's going on where. We don't. We're kind of like all over the place. So none of it will happen without talking to Molly so we can make sure that the communication is going out, that the buzz is updated, and we'll do our best to kind of share things in advance before they kind of occur. So you know what's going on where, okay? I'll let Molly go next since we just, you know what? Demir has somewhere to go downstairs and finish, so I'll let him go. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to come back. If it's for me, I'll come back. I just want to get them out of the way. Oh, you're welcome.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Damir Dibra. I'm pretty sure that you all know that by now. I'm the dining room manager, so I'll just give you a few heads up about the dining room. Okay, thanks. I'll do that, I guess. Just don't want germs to get inside the microphone. So thanks for coming, and thank you for letting me go first. This week Antonio took a few days off. He's out of the town, so I'm kind of covering for that too. So I just want to give you a brief, update. It's still hiring, basically. We're still hiring. You probably saw some new peoples down there, Johanna, Mason, Jacqueline, and you have few more coming this week, actually. They are from high school. So, they're starting, one is starting tomorrow, one is starting on Friday. So please be patient, give them some time. We're going to train them. We're going to make sure that, they're up and be successful. On a Thursday, I'm assuming that we're gonna be doing brunch. We do have a little employee party, thanks to Norm here. We're gonna be going afterwards. We have a employee party, so we're gonna be doing brunch, same like we did last for Thanksgiving. I did have a lot of positive feedbacks from Thanksgiving lunch. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it, and thank you all for coming back to me, because I did have a lot of phone calls and a lot of cards coming. I do appreciate that. And like I said, we are here for you. We are doing our best, going in the holidays to accommodate you. And thanks again. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, thanks again. I'm gonna let the other director take over.
Hello, everyone. I'm Christina Elger, the Director of Residential Services and Hospitality. I have one thing that I'm working on currently for all of you. It's the resident survey. This is conducted by US News. And if you're familiar with US News, they rank hospitals and colleges across the country. They're going to be doing the same for every independent living, assisted living, memory care, and long-term care facility across the entire country. So for us to be part of this ranking, we have to have a minimum of 65%. Right now, we're at about 15%. Some of you have received invitations to come and do your survey in the game room on the second floor. Those of you who haven't received an invitation, your invitation is going out today. So you should be able to receive it in the next, tonight, and the next dates for the survey are December 8th and 9th. So we're hoping to get up to past that 65%. The survey is about 20 questions. You're able to leave comments in there for whatever section that you choose. We won't receive the results back on the survey until March. So there's a little time frame that we have to work with there. And if we reach that 65%, Norm and I are working on doing a really big celebration for the community as soon as we get the results back. Does anybody have any other questions? Judy.
Is it per person or per apartment?
Per apartment.
I have a question.
Yes.
When somebody sits with you, do you give them a form? Is it like 10 minutes? They fill it out and they give it back to you, or do you give the questions to people? What's that process?
So she asked what the process was of completing the survey. The survey is an online survey conducted by an outside agency. So I don't get the results on who said what unless you so choose to have your name entered. If you don't want your name entered and you want to be 100% anonymous, there's an option there. You can be anonymous. But it's an online survey. There's about 20 questions, and it's a ranking from satisfied down to dissatisfied. So there's about 5 rankings in there. Very satisfied. Yes. So you can come down to the game room. You don't have to wait for an invitation. You can come down when the meeting's over. I have about 4 computers where I can get you started. I also have snacks. There's hot dogs and snacks down there, so you can come down and have a hot dog. There is also, once you complete your survey, fill out a form and you'll be registered to win one of our 3 prizes, and one of them is a $100 gift card to Mariano's, lunch for 4 here at the Breakers, and a Chicago Breakers gift basket. So once you're done here, if you want to come down to the second floor and complete your survey, I'll be there to help you. Any questions? All right, thank you all.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Milton, the Director of Sales and Marketing. And this is great what Christine is doing, and I hope you'll all participate, because that is how we keep the community very strong with more wonderful people like yourselves, and how we are able to do the projects that Norm is putting out in the future plan. So I think Christina has a great setup down there. Even if you're not a big computer person, they will help you. So don't let that stop you from doing the survey. So, and you all are doing such a great job representing us and helping to build this strong community, that in October, we had 14 new people move into the Breakers. And in November, as of today, 14 more new people move into the Breakers. So thank you all. You've seen us touring and touring and touring, and you're always so helpful in answering sort of the impromptu questions that our visitors have, and we appreciate that. So anybody have any question for me? Well, thank you, and I'll see you around on the tours. Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Molly Nordenberg. I'm the Director of Resident Programming. I have a lot to talk about, so hope you're ready. So just on some updates to start, for those of you that have asked, our piano was fixed this morning. So that's a wonderful thing. Our sustaining pedal was broken. It is no longer broken thanks to Andrew, our wonderful piano tuner. So that's great. If you want to know more about Rick, he is our spotlight in the newsletter, which you'll be getting tomorrow morning. So you can read all about him and then email him now that you have his email. So some great stuff. Some other great news is for those of you that were here and participated in our putt-putt when we had it in the showroom, we had entered that event in an Active Aging Week contest in Senior Lifestyle, which we won first prize. So I know, pretty great. So a lot of teamwork went into that. And of course, with you all participating in that, it wouldn't have been successful without you. Debbie, did you? So we had an indoor putt-putt contest, I believe is in October for Active Aging Week in Senior Lifestyle. They have a contest with all their communities, and we won first place for independent living. And so that contest was entered in the move category, a new way to move or exercise. So pretty cool. And so we still have 6 of the holes in our closet. We'll pull them out every now and again if anybody wants to putt-putt. Yes. Miniature golf. Sorry, I'm used to calling it putt-putt. Clarice is right. Miniature golf. Okay, so some other stuff. We have a lot of great events and trips coming up in December. So I'm going to try to say some highlights of them. I won't hit all of them, but they're all in the newsletter again that you'll be getting tomorrow. So starting with the trips, Shantae has a wonderful month for you all on December 6th and 7th next week. You're going to the Zoo Lights. Sterling will drive one day, Jim will drive the other day. And then the Museum of Science and Industry on Wednesday next week, which has the Christmas Around the World display. We didn't get to go last year or the year before, so hope you'll join us on that. On the 15th in the morning, you'll be going to the Glesner House, thanks to Don here. And then in the afternoon to the Walnut Room. On Sunday the 19th, Sterling will be driving you out to the suburb to see the Nutcracker Ballet by the West Suburban Ballet Company. If you don't know, Norm's daughter is one of the ballerinas in there, so it's a very special performance that we'll get to see. And then on the 22nd of December, going to the Mexican Art Museum. That is a free trip. That'll be a wonderful opportunity. It's a beautiful museum. And then on the 29th to the Shedd Aquarium, which again, at the Shedd Aquarium, we have another special connection with Sandy Sellers. Thank you, blanking on her last name, Sandy Sellers. Her son is a director over at the Shedd Aquarium, so he'll give us a special tour. So a lot of cool things coming up. Here in the building, we have the Edgewater Historical Society coming tomorrow for performance or presentation. We have the Maxwell Street Klezmer Trio coming tonight right here at 7 o'clock, so I hope you'll join us for that. We have next Monday, we're going to be having a memo go out tonight about having a brunch schedule on Monday next week because we have the CSO and Civic Orchestra. It is their day of fundraising. So they're having about 12 people come here to perform for you all, and we'll be in the dining room because they're a big orchestra and we want you all to be able to attend. So that'll be at 3:30 on Monday, right after we all help out with brunch on Monday from 11 to 3. So brunch and then a very cool performance in the dining room. Also next Wednesday, some more music. We have Miss Frida Lee Stevenson coming back. I know she was here briefly. She'll be back again and have a nice evening of jazz with her band. And then dining room next Wednesday at 7. On the 14th, we have the Holiday Song Fest that's being put together by Marilyn and a couple other people. So that's very cool. We'll have sing-along books and just have a nice evening together. Open mic night on the 21st, so brush up your act, get ready, sign up for it. And then on the 31st, our New Year's Eve happy hour from 7 to 9. We'll have a duo performing and have a nice evening. Okay, so besides that, the only other thing I want to talk about is we have our arts and craft fair tomorrow, during which we were going to be having our card sale downstairs. We're going to have our card sale at the art and craft fair if you'd like to buy holiday cards. And just so you all know, I got a note about our card sale before, and I just want to let you all know we are not profiting off of this card sale. Any money that we get from the card sale, it just goes to petty cash. If Shantae has to pay cash for her ticket on a trip, or if we have to pay cash for parking somewhere, that's where the money goes. So just so you all know, it is not a for-profit event. Thank you. Any questions about programming, any of these upcoming concerts? No? No questions?
Any of the trips, you know, the trips like, you know, that you sign up for, that's gonna, for this month will be down, that'll be down.
Yes. Ruth had asked about signing up for trips. Our sign up for these trips are always down in the mailroom. And I always put on the buzz what is going out this week for you all to sign up for. So since we have so many trips, there's a couple that 2 signups will go out a week. Just check in the mailroom, they're all there. And since we're on the subject, please sign up for your grocery shopping trips too. Sterling had a couple people that said they wanted to go on a trip, but the elevators were running behind. And so the resident wanted to go but hadn't signed up. So Sterling didn't know to wait for them. So please just always sign up if you want to go to Jewel Osco or Walmart. That way he'll know to hold on a couple minutes and wait for you. Okay, Dolores? Yes.
I read in the bulletin about the Care for Real donation to bring them and put them in the back of the dial.
Yes.
Well, I brought one and I asked the gentleman, and he said, no, they don't do that anymore.
So we have a donation box in the back of the showroom here where we're going to collect all the donations for the Care for Real downstairs. And then what they had asked for us is just to make sure to only bring things down that are unopened. And so we'll just do a quick check of everything donated that they're unopened and not expired before we bring them down. So if you do have anything you would like to donate, any toiletries, unopened food, there's a box in the back of the showroom here. And then when we have our Holiday Song Fest on the 14th, that'll be our last evening to collect everything, and then we'll bring it to them before the holidays. Okay, great. Yes.
Will it go on beyond that? At some point in time?
I'm sure we'll do one again. It's usually during the holidays that food pantries need a little extra support, so that's this time. Okay, any other questions? Okay, thank you all.
I just wanted to introduce someone, but I wanted to say thank you because a big job, a big role in this community, and it's not easy with almost 400 residents and, common areas and everything else. It's housekeeping. The past couple of weeks, I'd say probably about 5 weeks, 6 weeks now, we've been without someone. And I thank Kevin. I thank him a million times because Kevin's job, you should. Kevin's job has kind of grown into a few responsibilities through tenure. When you've been around a while and you know a little bit about different things, people are going to ask you to help out in different places. So he's been an asset to us and he's really helped us out, even though his title is maintenance supervisor and he works with Rick. He's been trying to help us out downstairs a little bit and everybody's pitching in, but he's going to give you some updates. On that same note, you're going to see something come out in the next few weeks. And I'm sure Kevin is probably thrilled right now, but tomorrow, December 1st, we get a new housekeeping supervisor. So I think we did and I always worked with a group of people, but I think we did a good job of vetting through some of the candidates. We did have some good applicants and interest. And he's coming from a senior living community, and he's been the maintenance and housekeeping super for years. So he does have experience working with seniors in a building like 100, 200 people. So we'll see what the future brings. But I'm excited that he's coming tomorrow, but we're gonna let Kevin come up here and hopefully all of you can let him know, regardless of if it's perfect or not, you just have to appreciate the effort, and it's a tough, tough job, and he's spread thin. So we're grateful that he's helped out, but I'll let him give you some of the updates, okay?
Hello all. I would like first to start off, I am happily to announce we did indeed get a new housekeeper. So, yes, the pressure will be off some of our ladies. However, not quite, because holidays are coming up and people are taking vacations, so it will still be tight around here for schedules. But new person, her name is Jeanette. Everybody who sees her, make sure you welcome her. Tell her, you know, if there's anything you might need for your particular apartments. She'll be taking over Brenda's old apartments. So I want to say that's like the 12 floors, give or take. But yes, like you said, we do have a new director starting, and yes, I am indeed happy he will be starting, because then, you know, I can pass him all the extra stuff that I get. But in any case, yeah, I'm just here trying to make sure everybody's getting their apartments cleaned. Have I missed anybody the last couple of weeks? Because I know there were a couple of people. You were missed?
Either missed or the time was totally messed up.
Okay.
So the schedule.
Yeah, typically.
The schedule says 10 o'clock.
Typically,
They come
you
at
used
3
to have
o'clock,
Charlene.
Or they don't come.
Yes.
I've had to leave garbage out by the door.
So how I typically work the schedules is when there is no longer a housekeeper in that position, which for you it would have been Charlene back, 6 months ago or so. So since Charlene's not here, I have to either put you on someone else's schedule. So it's not the same housekeeper even every week. It's someone different. And then because of the way the schedules are laid out, I either have to move you forward in the day so that they have easier times moving around in the morning on the elevators than the afternoons, or I have to put you on toward the end of the schedule, depending on how many time slots they have open and how many apartments from the other schedule I have given each housekeeper.
Well, one of the comments I get from the replacements has to do with, you're not one of my people, so I have to take care of all of my people first, and if I run out of time or something, sorry.
No, there shouldn't be any
I'm
run
on
out
the
of time.
list-
If you're on the list, you should be getting
I should
housekeeping.
be.
It is that simple. Yes, and if you're, the only time you're not on the list is if it's a vacant apartment or you're on vacation for an extended period of time. Even your first week gone, I have your housekeeping done. If you have permission to enter and you're on vacation, your housekeeping still comes. Now, if you're gone for a month, second and third week, I might not be doing it. But if I know you're coming back that week, I will make sure to have them put you back on the schedule. So I usually notate that in the master list when someone's going away and when they're coming back. And if they got missed, I try to fit them in on another day. Because we do have emergencies that arise. But if I ran out of time is not a proper excuse. If they don't have enough time to fit you in that day, I will squeeze you in on the next day or put you on the day before, depending on how much time I have on my schedules. Are there any questions for housekeeping? I see one in the back. Go ahead.
Yes. On the 19th floor, there is a cleaning cart that's been parked in one of our storage lockers.
Okay. That's probably Charlene's. I was looking for one of those. A storage locker. All right, I'll pick that up today. Thank you. Another question in back. I'll be right over to you in just a moment. Go ahead, Miliana.
On Wednesday, apartment 18B is done, and then the lady goes to 18E. What happened to 18 Davis? My apartment hasn't.
Okay, so with your particular apartment, you have been getting a housekeeper. I have been putting you on the schedule. It's just not the same schedule as the one that's coming and doing C before you and E after you. You're on somebody else's because yours is a half an hour, which means I could squeeze you in a little easier. Yeah, I understand that. I get that. I can't explain every schedule movement I have to do, but most part you're not getting done by that housekeeper because she doesn't have enough time to do your apartment, but there is a housekeeper that does come for you.
What about the not entering the apartment if you're not there?
Okay,
How do I confirm that?
if you have standard, it's no permission to enter unless you file and fill out the paperwork and sign it. We have you on standard. We do not go in your apartment without permission.
I
So if you've signed it, we enter it into the master list and change you from a no to a yes, and then we just give them permission to enter.
But then I ended up having housekeeping come while I was away.
Okay, were you permission to enter? No, okay. Well, then I don't know why they would come and enter your unit if you're not permission to enter. What apartment are you? 32, and I will check on that and remove that to make you not permission to enter right away. I don't know why they would enter without permission. It could have been a snafu on my end, but I'll confirm it. Can you tell me what day that was?
Pardon me?
What day was that?
I don't know, I
Was it-
wasn't there
What day's your housekeeping?
Friday.
Fridays. Was it last week or the week before?
I'll let you know, I can't remember.
All right, I'll see if I can find out.
Huh?
I'll see if I can find out.
Okay.
Any other questions for housekeeping?
Yeah.
Yes, we'll go over here. I got one on that side too. I'll get to you both. Don't worry, ladies.
Let Nancy go.
Where do you go to find the permission to enter?
Okay. The permission to enter slips are at the front desk. You can stop by and fill it out. Okay, they tagged your apartment?
Repeat the question?
She was asking where you get the slip for giving permission to enter or not. And I explained it's at the desk. Okay, no problem. Rhonda.
Yeah, this applies both to housekeeping and maintenance and anybody else.
Okay.
They come in your apartment, they can find it double locked, they just walk out, they don't double lock it. I like my apartment double locked,
Okay, I will try to pass that along to make sure you're getting dead bolted then.
but I don't think I'm the only one who wants it, you know, I mean, if you find it double lock it on your way up.
Okay, I completely understand that. I can keep up with that.
Thank you.
So I just want you all to know that this guy
Rhonda, sorry. Making a notation.
mastered it. I've worked with Kevin as the housekeeping, maintenance, and safety committee head, the chair for the Residents Association. I just wanted to say this is the best, and we are so blessed.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, everyone.
The Housekeeping, Maintenance, and Safety Committee is going to be meeting in January with all of you to find out how we can help Kevin and the new guy, Rick. And for that reason, I want you to know that we have a neighbor-to-neighbor kind of assistance program that we're gonna start. We need to get it organized, but we are here for them, and we are here for you. So if you wanna know, if you wanna tell me something that you want us to help Kevin with, please fill out one of these forms I have with you.
Thank you.
Kevin?
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
15th through the 19th.
15th through the 19th?
Thanks, appreciate it. I'm gonna let you ask your question because I don't want to forget. You were gonna ask a question, but I said I'll be back. Yes, ma'am.
The laundry rooms, the washing machines, the dryers, we have 50% of them not working. And I've talked with Kevin, and every time I use one and it doesn't, I call down there. Kevin says he's been calling and calling. What, as you, as manager of this building, can go put pressure on the people that have the contract to get that installed repairman over here? We've been without for at least 2 months, maybe 3 months on some of them. What can you do to go to Senior Lifestyle to use their pressure to get these people out? We need our machines.
Okay. You done? All right. Her question and frustration is about the laundry equipment. And I've already done what I have to do to get the pressure on. I've already signed the documents to get the repairs started. And I'd say half the repairs are completed. The other half, they're nodding because they know what's going on. Rick has been the one kind of coordinating all this because I did have to get involved. So what we did is we did a complete assessment of all the equipment. And it was a lot. It was a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. It was 2 pages of things, a belt of this, some were bigger, some were smaller repairs. The other half of the repairs, including one that's making a lot of noise right now, which is a drum, I think it's on 7. I just know because I've seen the list and I've been listening to the emails about the laundry room. Some of those repairs are not done because they're waiting for parts. And that's a challenge, as you guys can see, with supply chains. So what they did is they came in, they conducted the repairs they could, which was about half of them. And I'd say they probably have about the other half left. What did they give you as far as an ETA, Rick?
What they gave me is within a week, so when the parts come in.
So there you go. If the parts come in another week, you're looking at, by the time they get their service tech on the route, you're looking at least 2 more weeks to finish all the repairs. Because what we didn't want to do was fix this machine, then go over here, fix this one, bounce upstairs, get another complaint, fix this one. So we did a complete assessment of all the equipment, and they're doing all the repairs that were on that list, which is about 2 pages of repairs. That's where we are with the laundry equipment. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Related to how old are these machines? How often I know they're on contract. How often do they get replaced? I mean, some of these machines dry your clothes only by friction, that it's going in a circle. The heat doesn't work.
The laundry equipment that we have right now is being appropriately repaired. I can't answer as far as the useful life of the equipment. We have to go on a few things. The use that it gets here, when it was purchased, and there are many factors. The start of it all, before you buy a new car, is see what's wrong with the car that you have and see if you can, keep it on the road, keep it running, and make it work. Because for us to say that it's feasible or just a snap of a finger to try to replace laundry equipment isn't the reality. So when I started to hear and get the emails about what was going on 7 was one of the big problems with the drum and other stuff, I said enough. Let's look at it. We are talking, but I'm not going to put time frames on it, but we are talking about how can we over time phase in equipment. But that's in planning, budgeting, but I don't want to give you time frames on that. But that is in the conversation once we get everything at least repaired. Yes.
I mean, I'm not being facetious here.
No, I know you're not.
No, with what I'm going to say, but if all of you brought in your own laundry, rags, whatever, and tried to do it at various times during the day, you'd see how these machines don't work. It should not take 3 hours to do 2 loads of laundry, washing and dry.
What floor do you do your laundry on? What floor?
16 or 7, or what's the next one? 24. I mean, ask your partners. They would tell you. It's crazy. And it is.
Yes, ma'am.
I think the big problem here is the staffing. And I'm wondering if the corporate office has any idea what the average wage has become in the Chicago area. Now, if you listen in the morning to the business news, you will know that over the last 2 or 3 months, it's gone up for the warehouses, 15 to 16 to 17. And yesterday morning, I heard that in urban areas, warehouse workers, it was going to be $18 their starting salary. And I heard that some restaurants are paying $18 their starting salary. I sat in the dining room and I feel sorry for these people. And most of them that have been here a long time, I think they're staying because they like the residents here. But they're running around trying to do what 3 people used to do. And I think we should be ashamed that they have to do that. Amen.
Senior Lifestyle is very aware of wage analysis and also the recruitment challenges that are going across our country and our industry specifically. You would have to be completely oblivious to not know what's going on. And I'm not talking just here. It really was shocking to me that it's happening globally, even in other countries somewhat, because of the post-pandemic issues, people working at home. So that being said, we also follow certain mandates and ordinances, and the city of Chicago is one of them. I won't get into the specifics, but this past year, there were a few increases that took place for our employees. And we have to meet certain criteria and standards based on what's going on, raises in minimum wage, and also kind of trying to keep some of the supervisors ahead of that. So we do wage adjustments. We would never share that specific information, but we do wage adjustments. And I can also share that they're slotted, and I just know because I work on budgets and financials behind the scenes that they are slotted for, no one's even heard this, but they are slotted for an increase again in the next couple of months and for 2022. They don't even know this. They had never heard this because sometimes we get communication that there's no increase this year or this is what it is due to hard times, but there is an additional increase that's coming to them that they're going to hear about soon.
Therefore, we're gonna hear about it.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned that. What did you just say? Say it loud.
And we're the ones who are gonna hear about it.
She said, and we're the ones that are going to hear about it too. And I want to help make that connection. We talk about all this new stuff. We talk about really fancy things for this building. We talk about the stuff that has to be fixed and you don't have a choice. You have to fix it and spend the money. We talk about all the wants. And we have to realize something. We are the most affordable senior living community on the lakefront of Chicago that offers the amenities, services, and meal programs that we do. And the connection that she made is very important. If I don't do my job well, and I can't figure out, which I haven't figured it out yet, how to make 2 and 2 equal 5, we're all in trouble because none of us could afford to live here. If you look around and you talk to your friends that live at Foster, I won't even want to mention the other folks, or these other, lakefront communities, it's not affordable. So we're very blessed that Senior Lifestyle was ahead of their time 30-something years ago, and they did what they did here. And we've been able to manage the community in a way that has kept it what we want. We want to keep it affordable. And Kristen will tell you, Donna will tell you, yeah, we're great people, we're not perfect, but one of the proudest things that the sales folks get to experience is that you really feel like you're helping somebody. You do. Especially when you meet them, you meet the family, you find out the story behind it, what's kind of come about that they had to consider relocating from their home or changes in life. It's a very, very, very rewarding feeling to know that you can help somebody and they can live somewhere like this at the Breakers and have the dinners. And for me, the coolest part, it's funny because it's you guys, that veteran show and tell. I'll tell you, it's having my kids come over here. You're going to see my daughter on Friday, by the way. On Friday, there's a little Nutcracker introduction here. It's going to be right on the stage. My daughter and some of her friends are going to come down to give you guys a little ballet show to show you. So not everybody can go to the Nutcracker. Not everybody knows the history of it. So if you come on Friday, they'll be here. But those are all the things that we enjoy. And allowing the Breakers or keeping the Breakers affordable so we can meet the needs of many is a very, very important piece of the puzzle that I keep in mind every day. And so does Rick. When he has to make the decision like, Kevin, you got your boots on? Let's do it. Because we're not calling somebody. We're going to do it ourselves. Or we have to take on projects in-house and do things that we just can't hire people to do. Or we shouldn't. So we do everything we can to keep it affordable, but it takes a lot of little pieces and people's effort. And yes, the employees do work hard. And yes, the dining room, I don't know how many miles they put on their feet, but because we've done it, we've pitched in, and it's a tough job. It's a tough job. But you touched on the piece that I just talked about. They're not here for the money. If we hire the right people, what we do, yes, we have to make a living, but they're here for the right reasons, I hope. And that's because of the relationships, because of the service to others, because of the residents. So I hope they're here for the right reasons and we can pay them a living wage. But there are a lot of factors that go into play, okay? Yes, ma'am. Oh, thought you had your hand, sorry. Yes, sir.
Can the laundry room hours be expanded?
What?
The question was, could the laundry room hours be expanded? I will put that in the hands of the resident council. The hours of the laundry room now, I believe, go till 10 p.m., 11 p.m. And we have had requests from residents that are either early birds or work all day or up late for the expansion of hours in the laundry room. But I'm going to put that in the hands of the resident council. They should discuss it. I don't know, take a poll or however you do that. And I say, you know, always keep in mind that you're representing the masses and see what the group thinks. Okay?
No.
The suggestion and the request is to have it open all the time. Okay, guys, be respectful and mindful that everyone has a difference in opinion. That's okay. We just got to figure out how to either meet in the middle or make a decision, and then everybody else has to live with it. But you don't want to, you know, be disrespectful, okay? Yes, ma'am.
In the laundry room before the remodeling, we had metal fixtures in the corners that you could hang clothes. Right, where are they? And I've asked some of them to have those replaced, they need replaced.
I did purchase those. Did you find them, Rick? The hanging racks for hanging so they could dry clothes in the laundry room? I'll find them. I did purchase them, but don't know what happened to them since James left. They're down there somewhere. And yes, they are to hang clothes so you can dry your clothes. Hold on, let me write this down.
I would like to ask if you can give us any enlightenment about what happened on Saturday. There was a serious issue with elevators on Saturday, and I don't know that there was anybody in the building who was able to address those issues. Could you say something about that?
She's asking what happened this past weekend with the elevators. What happened was, and there were people called and there were people in the building that had to address it, but it took a little while. What happened was, in our garage, there are mechanical rooms. In these mechanical rooms, there are pumps, there are different pieces of equipment that operate in these rooms. There was a pipe that flooded out the garage. Once that pipe burst and that flooded out the garage, all that equipment shuts down. All those pumps, so they don't burn or start a fire, all the equipment gets shut down. That's when the fire department came. Once the fire department comes and shuts all that down, you're done. That's it. It's stop everything. You can't touch anything until the mechanical people come over here. They clear the pipe, they cap the pipe, and then they drain it enough that the equipment can be restarted. And I was on the phone with them, it was like 7 by 7, and the elevators were up and running after a few hours. But yes, they were down, and that's for safety reasons. They all get sent to the first floor. And the fire department shuts the building down until you can kind of clear everything, cap the pipe, and everything is safe to be turned back on. So that's what happened. And I was on the phone the whole time. And I was going to head over here, but by the time that happened, the mechanical people were in the garage. So for me to be there and just be looking at them at 4 a.m, it was pointless. So I called back at 7 and they were back up and running. Yes.
I would like to give a thank you to Don. The other night when the elevators were out, I was getting low on oxygen, and Don walked up to the 33rd floor to get my oxygen charger, and I really appreciate that.
She wanted to thank Don downstairs that works the front desk and security, because when that happened and the elevators went down, she needed someone to get her charger for her oxygen from the 33rd floor. And Don went up the stairs, went back and retrieved her charger for her. Yes, ma'am.
My question is, when these things happen, can somebody be appointed to walk around, get a message from you to give to us who are sitting there? There are 500 different messages, comments going on about what happened. Nobody walks up to us and says, this is what happened. We think it'll take this long. Norm's on the phone. We need to know that someone's taking care of this and that we're being considered. Like let me finish.
Well, I want to get to this because my phone's blowing up and I've got about 4 minutes to go somewhere.
You know what?
I want to be mindful.
Finish my question.
Okay.
I pay the rent here, which pays your salary.
Okay, that wasn't necessary.
So he was nice. He got her oxygen, which was great. There's people who need their medicines, who need whatever. But we need that. We need the respect paid to us to let us know what's going on. The other thing is, which is for maintenance and you, why isn't there someone on duty until 11 o'clock at night from maintenance? Why isn't there? Other buildings have that.
Two things she spoke on. One is that she feels that someone should be here to communicate with the residents in a crisis. That isn't always possible. That isn't always possible, especially, I just shared that I was still on the phone at 4 a.m. from 11 something in the evening, and I was still on the phone at 4 a.m. So that isn't always, excuse me?
You get paid for that. You may not like.
All right, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done with that. Look, I'm gonna explain it. That always isn't possible. I just shared that the mechanical folks were on site. Kevin was contacted, Rick was contacted. Kevin actually lives nearby, so he can get here quicker. So in the middle of all that, we're dealing with the contractors, we're dealing with the fire department, we're dealing with a lot of people. So it's not always possible to have someone there to walk over and tell you guys, you know, whatever updates we have. Now, could we possibly the following morning or the following day put something out? I think that's reasonable, so you kind of know what happened or what the crisis was. We'll work on that. The other one that she spoke on is, why don't we have maintenance men in the building till 11 p.m.? That's something that will be taken into account or consideration, but I'm not going to guarantee any changes to that, okay? You have to look at when people are most needed. And if you have one crisis after 8 o'clock in a 6-month or a 3-month period, would you say that you should have someone here every day till 10, 11 o'clock because one thing happened? What would you think?
There would be work.
It doesn't justify that. The entire time that these guys are here, they're busy, like extremely busy. You've seen them. So that's something we'll look at and take into account, but we have to be mindful of when is the time most needed. Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to thank you for saying that you're gonna look at that and take it into consideration, because I think that's what we need. And I think what Rana was talking about wasn't some major communication tree, but there were like 100 people downstairs.
Mhm.
And it would have been good had somebody been delegated to come and talk to those people. And it would make your residents feel more comfortable to know that. And I think that's what you were really asking about.
Thank you.
Was Don still at the front desk at that time?
I don't know, because I wasn't downstairs, but.
Okay, that's who was on until I think that evening shift.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Somebody told me it was one of your brand new front desk people. And it was, it was a new person that was down at the front desk.
We always have 2 people at the front desk, and that's intentional because if one has to leave the desk, the other one has to stay there. And there are some new people, but we also intentionally don't leave the new person by themselves. They're always with someone else like Eva or Don. So I was on the phone a lot with Don, who's been here a long time. Yes.
In this age of technology, when many of us have cell phones and possibly alerting people who are not downstairs but in their apartments to text for some form of communication where people have access, those of us who have access to texting a message rather than.
One of the things we're working on with Molly, who's here, is technology integration. And you're seeing it right now with the TV, the streaming of the shows you can do now. We didn't have that before. They can stream and they're playing back these shows on our in-house channel. So as we integrate the technology, that might be possible. But right now, the technology that we have available to us in our system, where we have all you guys' information, your kids, your emergency contacts, it doesn't allow that yet. Kind of like, we call that a blast, whether it's email or a text blast like they do with 911 or when there's a hurricane. We don't have the technology to do that yet. Yes, but hopefully in the future. I mean, as our phone systems get updated and other technology, hopefully we can, but we don't have it yet. Okay, yes.
I just would like to say that over the course of this whole thing, since the pandemic, since we came back, that we really need to remember that we are not just residents, we are part of this community.
I agree.
And therefore, we have to help, okay? And if helping means nothing more than stacking your dishes so that when they come to collect them for the next group to come in, then that's what we do. It's called helping one another, and even if we're paying to have it done, still, it's nice if we help out.
I hope you see like 25 more Christmases with us, and God bless you, because that was so well put. She just wanted to compliment everyone for their efforts here, and she did say that regardless if people are getting paid, you should still be mindful of how can you help out, whether it's stacking your plate on the table or whether it's picking something up. That's what we should do as a community, is always help each other, regardless. On that note, I got to wrap this up. You can hear the phone. You see what's going on. I got to get downstairs. But I touched on December 3rd, Friday. If you'd like to partake or see it, there are some residents that I know have a dancing background that I've done some homework. Molly has shared some stories that I will call because I think you'd enjoy it. Really, really enjoy seeing the young ones, pursue their passion, which is an art. It's at 3:00. The other one is, I'm going to touch on COVID updates. Last week, we got a call from a hospital. And when a resident's at the hospital, one of the first things they do nowadays for everybody, no matter who you are, is test. The resident had been in the hospital a couple of days, but by that point, they tested her for COVID. She came up positive. Well, the problem with COVID and the hospital is what came first, the chicken or the egg? So immediately we went into action, and everybody, Christina pitched in, everybody pitched in, and we just kind of tested a bunch of people in the building. You don't know about it, and we're not going to talk about it because, it's kind of privacy issues. But I'm proud because at that night, again, at the kitchen table, almost having a heart attack, shaking like this, I was clicking. And every time I saw a test, I was like, well, okay, negative. And I kept going. And guess what? They all came back negative. So all her friends, everybody that sits in the dining room at breakfast with her, everybody that plays cards. And we do that because we want to make sure that that entire tracing to people is done. The other advice I give you guys is if you don't feel well, especially now, the problem is that all the symptoms with COVID are the same as a cold or a flu. You don't know. You don't know. We took those tests at around 12:30 in the day. I had the results that night, less than 12 hours. So we have some relationships and sources now and people that are helping us. If you're not feeling well, stay home. If you call Christina, we won't charge for deliveries, whatever it is that they charge you for, because we don't want you to expose other people. We don't want you to make others sick. Stay home, let Christina know, let me know, whatever. Let somebody know immediately. Don't wait. The chances you're taking and exposing others are not worth it. We'll deliver whatever we have to. We'll get you tested. You fill out a paper. It's real quick. It's easy. It's not hard at all. And they'll come out to your apartment. You don't have to go anywhere, okay? So please just work with us on that and try to understand the bigger picture, which is the community life and what we have to do for everybody. New hires. The new housekeeping supervisor, his name is Roger. He'll be here tomorrow. You'll meet him. You'll get to know through Molly's bios, introductions, newsletters. You'll meet him next month at the meeting. Also, the new residents, Kristen touched on it. I can't even begin. It's too many. I'm meeting new people in the hallway or in the elevator and introducing myself. It's that many that fast. It's one every other day. That's a lot to keep up with. We do the orientation, we introduce ourselves individually, we'll get to all of you, we'll get to the new residents, and we'll do what we can as fast as we can. But if you see them, if you can, again, be very neighborly, like she brought up, look out for your neighbor, you have a new neighbor on your floor, remind them what's going on in the building, meals, whatever. It's hard to remember all this stuff, okay? The other one is the new resident council members. I just want to thank them. You have a new council. I think they're on the right track. They have a lot of good ideas. It brings new energy to the table. And again, they're going to kind of get started next year. It's hard to do anything right now through the holidays and all that. So when they get started next year, support the council, get involved, stay active. That's kind of how you get a lot of this through them, and they can push a lot of those initiatives. And the last one is that on Thursday, we're going somewhere, and I was able to secure this in August. I think I did it for have an offsite holiday. We're going to go somewhere. And I just felt that after almost 2 years of this, being locked up and other things, it was time. It's time. And we have an employee culture committee that has pitched in and organized this event, and they bought a few things for raffle prizes for them, and it's going to be a great evening, and we'll get to bring our spouses too. So they're not allowed to talk to my wife, but she'll be there. And we'll get to share, just family. I'll get to meet Molly's husband. I've met him before here. We'll get to share family with each other and our spouses and who we are outside of work, because that is a big piece of who I am. So I'm excited, and I thank you for your patience on that, because we had to adjust some things. Thank you for supporting that. That means a lot to them. This will be their first one, okay? I hope you guys stay safe over the holidays. If you need anything, you know where to find us, and take care of yourself, okay? Be smart. All right.
That's an easy one.